Some books we read for fun. We essentially read them like a movie on pages. However, other books we don't really like that. When we're reading a book for fun, what we're really loving is the plot twists. For example, when Snape shares his memories and we're so confused because we think he's a bad guy and then he turns out to be a good guy, it's such a big plot twist. Another example is if we knew whether Katniss was going to end with Peter or Gil, the book would lose a lot of its interest. The plot twists keep us propelled and keep us interested. However, academic reading, we don't read for the plot twists. There shouldn't be any plot twists in academic reading. Textbooks contain no plot twists, nor should they. They're not trying to surprise you. They're not trying to throw you for a loop. In fact, they're trying to educate you. So they're making it as predictable and easy as possible for you to understand the material. No surprises. So if you can learn their patterns of predictability, you'll be a lot more easily able to navigate textbooks and be able to survive academic reading. To demonstrate this, we're going to use my general organic and biological chemistry book. Books are arranged to help you understand them. For example, sometimes the textbook is really helpful and will put all of this in one place for you. That's incredibly helpful, and if it's there, you should look for it. It helps you know exactly what you're learning, and as you're going back and trying to find things in the textbook, that's incredibly useful to you. If, however, the textbook doesn't have it, it's very smart to learn the patterns of predictability in the textbook and read ahead. For example, with my chapter 7, I know this is about compounds and their bonds. Next, it's really good to read the subtitles, just to familiarize myself with what I'm going to be learning, so none of the names and ideas that are going to be conveyed are different in twists. Like I said, there are no plot twists. I should know exactly what's coming. Ions, transfers of electrons. Positive ions, loss of electrons. Simply go through and read through so you know exactly what you should be expecting in the chapter. Negative ions, gain of electrons. Ionic charges from group numbers. And then I'm in a new section, ionic compounds. Continue to do this for the whole chapter. It will help you a lot. It might seem like an incredible waste of time to read all of the titles and subtitles before you read the chapter, but I promise that waste of time will really pay out in the end. Pictures. Despite popular belief, they aren't just about the end of the page that textbooks can look bigger, nor are they about giving you a break and letting you rejoice about one less page you have to read. They do have an academic purpose, but sometimes you have to determine if the picture is just there for looks, for aesthetic appeal, or if it actually does have an academic purpose. For example, this picture here at the start of the chapter. Personally, considering there's no caption, I would say that's probably not too academic. If you keep reading, it might, highlight something in the reading, but it's not particularly useful to spend time on. Likewise, this picture here with these gemstones. Lovely, beautiful, not so academically enhancing. However, not gonna lie, when I was a student and I saw pages like this with lots of pictures, I thought, yes, less to read. But it's not actually the purpose of them. So as you're reading, and let's say you're not understanding the ionic charge, the vocab word highlighted here, these pictures could be extremely helpful. There are other strategies to academic reading success. For example, if you find your mind wandering, then you might need to employ highlighting. I know it sounds lame, but it's so useful. Plus, if you ever sell back your textbook like you do in college, the next person using your text will be so grateful that you took the time to highlight everything important. Something that I like to do often is highlight vocab words. Sometimes the textbook will have already bolded them or made them into italics, but it's still incredibly helpful to read through and find the definition and highlight it. Ta-da! Another really useful technique if you find yourself falling asleep is to take notes. It helps you look back at what you've learned and review for your test, but also studies show that if you take active notes with pen and paper, your attention is significantly higher. Even books with a plot, if you're reading them academically, you can apply these techniques. For example, try looking up the plot sequence of a piece of Shakespeare or the Scarlet Letter. It might seem like cheating, but really it's just using all of your assets. So that way you can be focused on what the author is saying and all of the literary elements that they're using instead of trying to keep up with what the heck is Shakespeare talking about. For example, if you're reading the Scarlet Letter and you know the plot, then you could catch up on all the crazy foreshadowing he's doing instead of being totally mind blown when you realize that she's sleeping with the minister. Sorry, I just realized I ruined the plot. But like I said, it's better to have no plot twist in academic reading.